the smoke-filled clouds of the 303, all the way down to the 505. This is the Dro Bro Show with Remo Vinci, Grimx, and Soul Doja. Yeah, the Dro Bro Show.
Look, buddy. Oh,
What?
you're recording.
What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Vicious Remo Vinci, and we are back with episode 14 of the Dro Bro Show. I can't even believe it, and I'm back as usual with my fellow Dro Bros, Grimx and Soul Doja. Say what's up, my brothers.
What's up, everybody? Here for another one.
Yeah, I can't believe it's 14. Dang. I didn't know it was that far. I guess I should have.
It's crazy.
Time flies.
Yeah, it does, man. And today it's a special episode. We don't have like this crazy old cool topic or whatever planned out for y'all today. We're actually gonna do a little free for all, and discuss some of the changes we got coming up. Talk about some of our past episodes and some of our favorite things so far, because we are 14 episodes deep. So we're having a little free for all for y'all today. What you think about that?
Heck
Free,
yeah.
free balling. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, that's an inside joke between me and Remo. We always wanted to remix that song. That's a throwback.
And now, through all the wonderful technology and technological advances that we've had, I'm sure that'll happen someday soon.
Right? Dude, I got in trouble 3 times yesterday for my memes. They got me.
What happened? What did they tell you?
Warner Brothers was all over my ass, dude. I got
Damn.
I got copyright. They threw my videos off and everything.
Damn.
And then the one that really got it like that fast was I put a Illuminati person playing with the puppets, and they got that one right away.
Yeah. You said some of their what do they call it, Grim? Some of their freaking words and shit right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the
Some of
words.
Yeah,
Them.
dude, that one was funny. Did you guys see it?
I didn't get to see that one with the puppets. No. Did you see it, Grim?
It had like Fauci and Biden and everything, and the strings were attached to this big Illuminati head and stuff. It was hilarious. I didn't even make that one. I was just like, "Oh, this is funny. I want to share it," and got mad. I said, "Well, I guess they're still watching me, so that's good, you know."
Well, all's well ends well, they say. So
No, but ever since I monetized my Facebook and my Instagram, dude, they've been watching me like crazy now. Like I had to age restrict stuff, all kinds of shit, man. I had to delete a lot of stuff too, but whatever.
Well, that's something Grim was talking about in the very beginning when we first started all this stuff. You know, it was about all the things that we would have to look out for. So I have no doubt in my mind. You know, there's going to be a lot more of that, I'm sure.
Well, especially when money's involved and you do monetization.
Hey, another funny thing was they're supposed to monetize my Instagram when I had 1,000 followers, and now that I got 2,300, they hit me up like, "Oh, we can monetize your account." And I'm like, "Where were you guys at when they were supposed to do it at 1,000?" Now I jumped through the hoops and everything. Oh, okay, we can monetize you.
Bastards.
Always getting hated on.
Oh, motherfuckers. So I kind of wanted to get some of your guys' insights and thoughts on the show so far, because we are already, a few months deep, and we're coming up on getting into our 20s here pretty soon. and that's just like freaking insane to me, because it feels like just yesterday we were just having these phone conversations saying, "Hey, you guys down to do this?" and blah blah blah, and then now look at it.
right? Um, I check out some of the people that have been doing it for a while. Um, Joe Rogan said he didn't really start to see anything until like his third year, and he was already like almost like 1,000 into it, podcasts. And I'm like, we just got to keep getting more
Yeah.
and more and more, just like it's like
Yep.
how do you say? We got to build an arsenal.
Yep. What do you think so far, Graham? It's been cool, man. We've already had a few guests. We have already covered some cool musical artists and some cool movies.
Subjects. Yeah. Um, I don't know. I think it's definitely going better than a lot of other things I've ever participated in, as far as the growth and
Yeah,
expansion. You know, and
yeah, no doubt.
It,
I'm,
it's
I
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, obviously, we're about to expand more at some point, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's kind of funny to me because people I never thought would actually even think to watch the podcast actually watch it, and like people will be like, oh, and they'll tell me, they'll point out stuff in the show, so I'm like, oh, they really did watch it, like,
Yeah,
and it just kind of cracks me up, like my mom watches it every week. She goes, oh yeah, when I go to work I play it at work, and I watch your guys' new episodes, and I'm like, I didn't even know we say anything to relate to you, mom, but cool. Thanks for the
yeah, that's
support.
awesome. I love
Like,
that. Well, thank you, Mom, for being a fan and a loyal listener. We appreciate that. That's badass.
right.
Um,
Yes, thank you.
I've also gotten like some pretty cool feedback, man, and heard people say some pretty awesome things. Um, I've heard some really cool compliments as far as like our dynamic goes with the three of us. How we all kind of add something different, to the table here, and it makes for cool listening. So that's pretty neat. Um, I think that for me, between the Dro Bro show and these interviews that I've been doing also, like it just feels really like therapeutic and really
Uh, uh,
man, I don't even
It,
know
it
I
kind
don't
of
even know.
reminds it like the
Go ahead.
feeling when you're rapping. You know what I mean? Like when we do some deep shit. It's like, damn, I had to get. It feels good to get it off your chest, or like therapeutic. Like we've always said that like rapping's like a therapy for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's exactly what this show has been also for me. And like having these other people like Anton and Relate, like those two dudes specifically, man, like I've been wanting to interview them forever, and just to have a cool conversation with them and just pick their brain for a little bit, because those two dudes are two of the most talented dudes I've ever seen. You know what I mean? So that has been like I don't necessarily want to say bucket list thing, but it's definitely been up there as far as things I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Is stuff like that. So that was cool, man, and it's been
Yeah.
tight.
That
Also, like, go ahead.
No, no, but yeah, that was like the last one we did, like with Relate. That was pretty. That was pretty fun. Like and then like he dropped some knowledge on me. Like he said as creators, all we want to just create, and like so I knew that about me, but it was never like pointed out like that specific about me. You know what I'm like, and I can relate because I'm working on this meme movie thing, right?
Mm,
And man, and it's almost there. I'm gonna make it 20 minutes. There's gonna be 4 parts to it. It'll probably be like an hour and a half altogether when it's done.
yeah.
Um, but when I get into it, my mind just click, 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 click. I just want to create more ideas, put this in there, put that, put this story, have it say this, and it just feels natural. I I I last night I was up till 1:30, bro. I found some of Relate's old beats, and I was going through my hard drive because I've been going through my hard drive, one of my old ones, and I found some Anton beats that I ain't heard in years, bro, and they're bangers. Like, so what happens next? I hear the beat. Well, I pick up the pen. Boom. I'm writing a song out till 1:30 in the morning,
Yep.
and but it's just like, I fiend for that, to be back in the studio with the music blaring and just smoking, right? And he said that it was funny too, and he said, you're like, why did you guys decide to do music? He's like, wow, we just smoked and thought it was like a good idea. And I'm like, hey, us too, like, I was like, it's kind of funny, like other people think like us too, it's kind of cool.
Yep. What
Yeah.
about you? What did you pull from some of these interviews?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I haven't said it on the show, but to you, I've said it. I feel like the interviews have gotten better, and I feel like you yourself, Remo, you carry the interviews very well. You've gotten a lot better at that, and especially with your other show. Um,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
so I definitely feel like, as far as allowing guests to tell their story and allow them to have the floor, and I feel like as a show we've grown in that way.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, and I kind of told you too in a conversation we had off of air. Like I'm a big podcast fan, first and foremost. So I feel like I kind of study different type of interview styles in the podcast. Like I'm a big Chris Van Vliet guy. He's one of the big wrestling dudes right now. And then there's a lot of other people. Look at those. And there's a lot of other people that they have awesome, real, genuine, authentic styles as far as their interviews. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to emulate that the best way I possibly could, because the people that I am interviewing, again, like I said in the very beginning of it all, are people that inspire me. Like their stories. All of you guys, have a unique story about you that has inspirational aspects of it. And I just want to be able to provide that platform to give you guys, like you said, the floor, and help tell that story, best I can. So it's fun for me, bro, and it's like one of those things that I feel like we discussed on our episode that we're meant to do. You know what I mean? I feel like this is one of my things that I'm meant to do. So I appreciate you acknowledging it like that.
So
Um,
let's recap the interviews, right? First was Antone. He was
Anton.
a guest, and we got to learn about his food business and things that he's been doing. Shout out Antone.
Yep. Shout out Anton. And he wasn't even trying to talk about any of his stuff. That's how, damn, Doge, damn. That's like a champ. Give us a thumbs up. Let's see if we get it.
Ah, no.
Come on, Doge. See, it's not working anymore.
Oh, there it
But Grim got fireworks.
Hey,
That's-
I've seen other people. Oh, that's another funny thing too. So now that we've been podcasting, like you said, I watch other people do things. I watch a lot of people do reactions to videos, which is so funny. I can't wait to do my own. But they use the same shit we do. You know what I mean? They're like I think these guys are like big time making money. They're using special this and that, and I'm like, hey, that's the same app I use. That's the same shit I use. But that thumbs up, I seen it on that dude's thing, and his popped up, and I go, oh, I know what you use, bro.
That's tight. When that Chris Van Vliet, the one I just shouted out a minute ago, I was listening to one of his episodes a while back, and he does these interviews, and then he does another episode where he does like a Ask CVV where people could ask him stuff or whatever. So people were asking him about like podcasting and whatnot and his advice. And the thing that he said that stuck with me, this particular episode was start with what you got and just keep going and slowly, you know, upgrade as you go, of course, but like just start with what you got. He said you have your camera in your pocket all day long, and you have all the world's information right there all day long, like if you need to do some research or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
we have all of these tools already at our you know, at our fingertips. So why not utilize what we have and just work with it, you know, and just be consistent. And that's the thing that stuck with me. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. Why are we wasting time? I've been talking about this shit for 10 years, and I've had multiple conversations with each of you separately. Like, fuck it. Why not try to combine everybody's ideas and see what we could do? You know what I mean? And now look at us. Here we are 14 weeks later talking about a recap, you know what I mean, of the shit we've been doing.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well, it was like you know, I kind of touched on it a little bit with the last show with Relate, because I said, I mean, you remember like when I first bought all my stuff, I bought the computer and I open it and I go, "Where's the rest of the computer?" Not realizing it was all built into the screen, you know, because I never used computers and shit like that, you know. I remember recording music on the computer mic that was on the top of the fucking computer, you know.
yeah.
And then I remember I bought you know, oh, I need some studio monitors. I need this. I need that, you know, and I started piecing the studio together. And then, you know, and I didn't know how to, hey, how do I hook the mic to the computer? Oh, you need an interface. What the fuck's an interface? You know, like I don't, you know, I think with this
Oh,
too,
for
like
sure.
as it goes, you know, I'll be blowing blunts, you know, because I'll be balling out. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but you know, what the progress. Hey, the climb up the hill is always the fun part. You know what I mean? Like, but me, I like to get to the top of the hill and then it's like face plant right back in that fucking hole.
Oh man, God, that's
So
a microcosm of my life right there. Damn. But
Oh,
I appreciate what you say too about the journey, because you know there's this other saying, I forgot who said it or whatever, but the journey is the destination. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that whole thing, that's where all the substance is at. You know what I mean? It's not about where you end up, because we're all trying to get to the same place anyway, and that's the whole point of a lot of our discussions that we have. But you know, that journey and what we are and who we are along the way, that's what defines us.
yeah. Who said that saying, Mr. Grimm?
Yeah, what you got, Graham?
Who said that? It's not about the end, it's about the journey.
isn't it Bruce?
Dude, it's
I have
funny
no
you
idea.
say that because that's who popped in my head first, but I'm not 100% sure, but I could have
But
sworn that's who said something like that.
I
That's why
rem-
he was asking you to confirm it for him.
I,
I
I,
remember something similar in a movie called The Peaceful Warrior, right? With Gary Busey and I can't remember the other actor's name, but it's based on a true story about I can't even remember the guy's name, Dan or something. Um,
Yeah.
he was in the Olympics. He was in that motorcycle accident where he got hit, and so he's building his life back up to compete. And he's training with this guy that he meets at I think it was at a shop, right? And
Hmm.
Gary Busey. So one day they're going to the mountains. He got him all pumped up because he's been doing all this hard work and stuff to try to get back on his journey. And he's telling him about this trip. He's all hyped, and they get to the top of the mountain. And he's like, "All right, we're here." Because he's like, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" And then when he tells him we're here, he's like, "All right, what is it? What did you have to show me that's so special?" He's like, "That rock." And he's like, "You brought me all the way out here for a rock?" And what's the matter? You were all excited and you were all happy a second ago until I told you it was a rock.
Yep.
And he said the point is that it was about the journey, not the destination. It was about how you got there and all the stuff leading up to that.
Yep. And I couldn't agree anymore, bro. And it's funny how the older you get, the more that type of shit resonates. You know what I mean? Something with age, bro. You know, it's that wisdom that they talk about. So, what about you, Doge? As far as some of these other interviews have gone, what other kind of things have you pulled away from it?
1 second.
Okay, go ahead,
Oh,
Grim. What about you?
so the second interview, that was Raymond Ace. Shout out,
Raymond?
where we got to hear about some stand up and hang out and do a Roadhouse review on a double review.
Yeah, we've been throwing a lot
By
of curveballs out there, a lot of things.
I kind of tell people about that. Uh, what's his name? We're just talking about him.
Raymond.
Yeah.
Raymond?
So
Oh,
he had me rolling like right from the get. Like he was like, Remo's like, hey, so what do you like to do in your spare time? You know, when you're not doing comedian and right, masturbate. And I just started dying, bro. I was like, that's so funny. So then like later in the show, I've told people this story, but I said he's asking me now, hey, what do you guys like to do in Tier C? There's nobody there. And then I said, masturbate. It's kind of like, the joke continuously on, but it's
yep.
cool like when we interview with people like that, you could just like vibe with, right? Like I didn't ever even met that guy before, but I mean I would have blast hanging out with that guy, like I'm gonna
Yep.
definitely when I go to Denver check out his comedy show, like for sure, like
Hell yeah.
I knew it too. As soon as he said that, because I mean, as a comedian, like that's what you do, right? You kind of test the room a little bit. You got to throw a couple of them out there and see what your audience is. You know what I mean? So he threw that shit out there and saw how you were clicking with it right away, and he was
yeah.
like, "I got this one." You know what I'm saying? So that was cool because right off the bat, y'all hit it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was pretty. Yeah, that guy's pretty funny.
I like
And,
that.
and then, like comedy's always been a big part of with Cat Williams, like Jeremiah showed me the Pimp Chronicles. He's like, yeah, this the shit right here. He had all of that shit too, like on DVD, and I got into stand up more now, and I like to be funny too, but I'm not no comedian, but maybe I am. I don't know, because that was another part of his story that resonated with him. He goes, all my friends used to say I was funny, and they said to stand, to go on stage, and he said, so I just tried it out, and I'm like, but I don't know. I don't really like the stage. I'm more behind the curtains type of guy.
You're like the all and powerful Oz.
Yeah, I like that. The all powerful soul.
But
Sloth.
Oh, fuck.
on the third interview with Relate, I feel like because we also have viewers and we have listeners. So due to that reason, that episode with that guest as well gave people something to visualize and something to hear because with the light and everything and how it reflected in his glasses and all that cool stuff. Um, I felt like that was something for people who get to watch the show.
I wonder what the ratio is. Maybe people could comment on whatever you listen, and let us know. Are you listening or are you watching? Because I'm interested. That'd be kind of cool to know.
Yeah, I'm interested too.
we do.
Me
We
personally, I don't get to watch them back. I only get to listen to them back. After I put it out there, I listen to it while I'm working, and that's it. Then I don't revisit it again.
and it's funny you said that. So there's this rapper, Mr. Hyde, which is he used to be on Necro's record label, and I used to bump Necro all the time. Um, he said he puts an album out, he don't even listen to it. He records the album, there you go. And they're like, you don't listen to your own music? He's like, no. The project's done. I go on to the next one. He's like, I don't listen to none of my shit. I was like, what?
I wonder if it's just business. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't really care like as far about the art or
Or
whatever. But then again, excuse me, then again, there's some artists that are like that too, right? Where they'll
well,
paint or whatever and then just kind of let it go and not have any
there-
kind of attachments.
and there's like the I want to say it's Red Hot Chili Peppers that said that, but there's a few bands, but they only listen to their only music because
Yeah.
they don't want nothing to like any style to get on them. You know what I mean? They want to just stay true
Yeah,
to their style. You know?
I
And
don't
that's
want to
some,
pull from any influences.
Yeah.
so that's a big thing for me why I got away from podcast. When I was doing the last podcast, Esoterror with Adam, I was listening to somebody and they were saying that when you listen to podcasts, you start sounding like other people. And I realized that. And I didn't want to be like other people. I wanted to do my own thing. So I wanted to do it based off of my own research, what was relevant at the time, things of that nature, as opposed to listening to other things, getting ideas, getting inspired, but letting myself be inspired by myself.
Yeah.
And I started
Huh.
listening to lectures and things like that because, like I said, again, I was listening to Clark Kegley. He's a motivational speaker. He does motivational videos. He has his own business, and he's also a drummer for a band. But even I stopped listening to him because he does a lot of self help stuff. And I stopped listening to him when he was saying that he would listen to podcasts and he would just remember funny stories. And what he realized is that if you spent that same amount of time on an audiobook or a lecture, in that same amount of time, you're actually gaining more out of it because you're gaining knowledge, you're remembering things. And when he said that, it really hit me. And that's when I stopped like listening to other things like that and just started investing in lectures and audiobooks.
Yeah.
I sent
Hey,
you Walter Russell audiobook today.
Yeah. You sent me one today.
hey,
Yeah.
that's really fucked up. You said that. Because I've been having this voice in my head for a little while now. To I have a shitload of audiobooks. I usually listen to at night as my bedtime stories to go to bed. So I say, well, it still gets in there, through the subconscious one way or another. But anyways, there's this voice in my head that's always saying, yeah, you shouldn't stop listening to the podcast and listen to the books, and you'll gain more. Be like, it's like a new download and shit. I listened to Be Like Water, Bruce Lee's book, that his daughter wrote, which is like a beautiful book. I've listened to it I don't know how many times. I still learn more and more and more. But I'm like, if I listen to it during the day when I'm awake and I'm alert and everything, I would probably learn it better and get it better instead of as my bedtime stories. So that's like fucked up that you said that because you're already doing that, and I've been debating myself on that.
See, I love audiobooks, but audiobooks are hard for me because like the people that are narrating, the people that are reading it, like
Oh,
if it doesn't work for me, bro, it doesn't work for me, and I just can't get
hey,
into it no matter what it
I,
is. You know what
I
I'm saying?
I totally feel you on that because and then Joe Rogan would talk about it too. I think it's better when the author reads his own book. Like
I
I
agree.
like those books.
Yep, I think so exactly, bro. Because then they get to feel like their actual emotion that they had behind it when they were writing those pieces, or whatever. So
Yeah.
So
you get all of that.
this, the book I sent you today, Remo, is believe from 1924, and so
Eh,
obviously the person has long since passed, and that's why it's someone else narrating. I mean, I listen
Yeah,
to a lot of stuff that's like that. That's from older times that wasn't able to be recorded
yeah,
audio version, and somebody else is narrating. For me, I feel like it's more about the subject matter. I get what you're saying. Like, if I can overlook a voice, and I've done it before, as long as the subject matter is something. Because see, I'm not just listening to stories. Sometimes I am. Most of the time, though, I'm listening to lectures about different things, spirituality and things of that nature, ancient history, cultures. Um, like actual stories that I really like the Book of the Five Rings, Miyamoto Musashi, and I like the Dokido by Miyamoto Musashi.
hmm
That's the 21 Principles, so I wouldn't consider that really a story, but the Book of the Five Rings is kind of a story. Other than that, like I said, for me, listening to audio books is more like philosophy, should say.
Okay, I could see that. Um, I don't know if I told you guys in the beginning of all this or whatever, but I was actually really trying to get into voice acting and trying to figure out avenue into something like that. And I did a little what was it called? An evaluation with an actual vocal coach, and I had to read this script, and it was pretty cool, man. And I got some good insights on stuff, and we talked about like the audiobook industry and how there's a big booming business there, and like I would like to do that. Like I would really like to do maybe even on this channel one of these days do like reading maybe kids books or so or reading whatever, you know what I mean? Like I always thought that'd be tight because when I would read bedtime stories to my kids, y'all, like bro, I would get all into it and do some voices sometimes, and like, you know what I'm saying, dog? Like I would get real animated and have a lot of fun with it because that's kind of how my dad was, bro, and my mom too. Like I remember being little and having some cool ass bedtime stories. So I miss it now that the kids are older and I don't get to do that shit anymore. And I was thinking, like, what if I could record it and just put that shit on YouTube and have like a whole new thing, Vicious reads this or whatever, kind of thing. So who knows? Be on the lookout, people. Y'all might see me reading some shit one of these days.
Hey, Primo, you're going about it all wrong.
What did I do?
So I've been thinking about this shit too, with the whole voice acting. We don't need to go out there and get booked for all this shit, man. We just got to start putting it up, put our own
Right?
shit up, put our own little skit. Like I was saying, oh shit.
That's what I mean. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh wait, I lost you guys. There you are. Uh,
Well,
Oh,
with the. All right, can you guys still hear me?
yeah.
technical
What the
difficulties
fuck?
all week long.
Uh, so
He'll be back. He'll be back.
I,
He'll come back in.
when he was saying that, is that if he sent us some of those videos that we've been using for the ads for the show and the
Yeah.
video making on the side, if he gave us lines and we just said what the lines were, recorded them, sent them back, and he put them on the videos.
Oh shit. I can see it now. We wouldn't even be in the podcast business anymore, dog. We would be making cartoons. It'd be like South Park or some kind of shit. We'd be off on for the races or whatever they say. Uh this guy, he's cracking me up with all those little memes, bro. If any of you have been watching and seeing any of the memes that we've been sharing and the Doja's been making, throw some comments, throw some shares. Let us know if you're liking them because we like them, we enjoy them. We think Doja's crazy. So I appreciate all of those.
So since Doja is not here, let's go ahead and promote your episode that came out for your other show.
Bro,
Oh, there he is.
what the dude? It like completely threw me out.
What'd you do?
Nothing. I was talking. It made me lose my train of thought.
Yeah,
The
you were
freaking
talking
lizard.
about the voiceovers.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking about this shit. I've been making all these memes and stuff. A lot of them have music behind them. Why don't we do our own fucking voices on them and make our own shit? And it will
Yeah.
be funny as fuck.
Oh shit.
And like, dude, I mean, come on, we would kill it doing that shit, man. Like for real.
Man. What Grim, what did you say about synchronicities in life and shit? What the fuck did you say?
Yeah.
Doja, that was so funny, bro. Because while you were off, that's exactly what Grim was saying. He was saying that exact same thing.
Oh fuck, see? That's tight.
That's dope. So I guess you got it here, people. Now you're gonna start seeing our own shit. We're making little movies now.
Yeah, I was because like with that app, like I mean, not only that, we could also they were bugging me again. Apex Wrestling, they
Oh,
need somebody to do the commentary for their shows, and they were talking to me again about it, and I said, well, I ain't gonna do it without my boy Remo. And they said, well, yep, you guys let us know. Let's get in contact. Let's get to work. I said, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Let's.
I think that would be fun. And sure, we could have the, that'd be fun. Cause you guys will know like the moves they do better than I do. I'll just be like, oh, did you see him elbow that motherfucker to the face? Yeah.
You know, we could. There have been some successful three-man booths in the history of professional wrestling, so we could
Oh,
definitely make it happen. You know,
isn't most of the time that there are three commentaries in the wrestlings? Two?
well, well, you know, it kind of varies. It depends because a lot of times on like their special events nowadays, they do have three because they'll have like Pat McAfee will be there or whatever else. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times there is a three-man booth. Yeah,
Well,
I would like to see that. The Dro Bros do commentary. That'd be sick.
They got one coming up June 22nd. So that
We
gives us kind of a
got
little bit of time.
we got to discuss details off air and figure out the logistics of it all
I
and how we.
actually want to bring. Oh, maybe I want to bring. He's the homie I work with, but he'd be a fun one to kind of interview too on the wrestling side and shit, you know. And that's something different that we haven't had either, you know.
Well, I'm glad you kind of brought that up
And we're
because
waiting for Mr. Joey T.
yeah.
I know he's a busy dude. You know what? I just saw that they had Buff Bagwell at their last primos. Buff the stuff.
No way.
Yeah, I'm sad we missed it. It was this last weekend.
Well, I was out of town.
I didn't see it until after the fact. I don't go on social media nearly enough to know these things, so I didn't see it. You know, so unfortunately we missed it. But shout out to Primos. Hope everybody enjoyed that. But I'm glad you brought that up, Doge, because one of the purpose of this episode also is to discuss some of the changes that we're gonna have upcoming here. And the wrestling show is gonna also go under some changes, and we're gonna take it away a little bit from the Dro Bro show and have it be like its own thing. That way Dozier's kind of not left off on the side and doing him a disservice and doing the show kind of a disservice also. But if you want to be involved in all of these discussions still, Doge, we would like to do that shit, especially when you get your boy on the show and whatever too, because that'd be dope. But
Yeah.
Grim and I are
Uh,
probably
uh,
going to end up. Say it again.
when the shit's too deep, I'll say, all right, I got tag him in. I'll
Right?
tag him in.
Get the hot tag. That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
But see, yeah, that's what's probably going to happen is where Grim and I will end up doing like a monthly recap, and we'll discuss the pay-per-views and whatever was the build-up or whatever's happening in the storylines and in the different universes and whatnot. And I think we're actually going to start doing like how we do our artist profiles. We're going to do wrestler profiles, and that'll be kind of cool too because Grim and I are both big fans and students of the game, so that's going to be fun to get into that.
I
I'll be in
But-
on a few of those. That'd be fun.
Hell yeah.
brought that up because I kind of want to just touch on this since we're just going to recap it real quick. On the King and Queen of the Ring that happened this weekend in Saudi Arabia. Because this will probably be the last episode where we mention it. And this was actually one of the subjects in the lineup, but with the changes being made, we decided not to go that route. But just want to give shout out to Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul. That was a dope match. Cody came out on top. Women's title change hands. Love that Liv Taylor got it.
Liv
Morgan, sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. Liv Morgan, but Nia Jax, Queen of the Ring, Gunther, the King of the Ring. Dope.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn retained. Really good match.
I still haven't been able to watch it all yet. We watched the very beginning, my son and I. We're not only are Grim and I starting this whole other show, but I also got my son involved in something also, this other project I'm working on. So be prepared for that one. We're gonna be a little tag team with that also. So we're gonna be watching some things too. And that was something, you know, we always try to watch the pay-per-views together at least, you know, and we were busy the whole time I had him. So next time I get him back, we're gonna check it out. because I'll be on location here in a couple weeks. We're gonna go be in New York. We'll be on vacation, so I'll be doing a little bit of traveling, and I'll probably be able to get a little bit more stuff in at that point. But not only are we going to be having the wrestling show as far as changes go. Oh, you know what? That's a great point. Thank you, guys. So let us know, Doge, what you fucking with today?
I am fucking with some fruity Santis.
It
Fruity
sounds sweet and
undies.
spicy at the same time.
They're fruity Santi undies.
Now, now it takes a whole different turn. Okay. What
That
about
shit
you?
stinks. Stank.
So
I
no,
got
no more Uncle Ricky Stanicky, huh?
No, had to cancel that Ricky Sneaky.
All right. What about you, Grim?
I got me the pink lemonade today, but I got honey hiker and I got some other kind from the mountains. I don't remember what the name of it is. I wasn't able to bring it with me since where I'm at. You know.
I feel you. I feel you. Well, I'm fucking with the straw guava in the cart. And then I had some flour earlier that was, I had to write it down because I forgot. It's called Super Boof. Boof. Super Boof. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that one, but it's real nice.
Oh, I
So
bet.
on my joint, I don't know if you can see it, but I put hash all over it, hash oil.
I do see it. Very nice. Hell yeah.
Uh,
Well, gentlemen, y'all ready?
I was born ready. Also, I'm dabbing up some of this stuff right here.
Oh,
Ooh, it
dope.
looks good.
It's my little honey pot.
I like it. That's tight as fuck.
Yeah.
Well, and that has been our dromant of the week.
Hey, I gotta go through one of these times. I'm gonna clip them all.
Yeah, we need to.
Maybe
That'll
I,
be tight.
maybe I'll do it like every 15 episodes or something.
That'll be tight and have all
You know
the
what
of
I-
the quarter.
yeah, something like that. That should be pretty funny. That was
Hell
funny
yeah.
too. Relates all. What we do? We blow it in the screen. We're like, yeah, blow it like.
All right. That was funny. So as like I said, we're doing those two different wrestling shows that are different. And also one of the other changes that I wanted to talk about was I'm gonna be rebranding the interview show also. And I had been kind of kicking this around in my head for a little while now, wanting to do it because I was calling them vicious interviews, and obviously the vicious branding is one thing, and I was digging that, but still, it just didn't feel like it was appropriate for what I'm trying to do. Like I'm getting inspirational stories from people and stuff like that, dog, and it just kind of gets real deep and heartfelt and stuff like that. So to call it vicious interviews just kind of felt just off. It just didn't feel like that was the right word and right name for it. So it's been kind of fucking with me a little bit. And I know Grim's having a little bit of technical difficulties right now, but when I was discussing things with him with this in our interview, he hit me up after the interview after I kind of brought it up to him and told me, "Hey, that other show you're trying to rebrand, what if you go with your name and call it Reason Intrigues Minds Over Everything?" And it was like a fucking bomb, bro. Just like went off in my brain. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like it was like one of those full circle moments where my whole everything kind of went back to where it started. And when I came up with the name, bro, my dad had just passed, not that long before. I had been through all these different names and like identities to try and like find myself, and nothing was sticking, nothing was feeling right. And the one thing that was like consistent, or the constant, was like me always looking for answers and always asking like why, like the why of it all, always looking for reason. And it was like reason is intriguing my mind over everything else. And I remember exactly where I was at and everything when I sat down and I came up with it. And it just like, like that moment there too, just slapped me in the face and told me that that's what it is. And I came up with that acronym. And then when I added the Vinci behind it, vicious intent never ceases intelligence. It just kind of made it whole for me because I'm a Gemini. So I do have these kind of easily definable two different sides that people can actually see and notice sometimes in me. So I feel like it's a good representation of the two sides. And when Grim had said that to me the other day, bro, it just like again blew my mind. And I thought it was awesome. So I've been working on some artwork and I think it looks pretty cool. um, I think we're gonna switch up a little bit of the format. I don't know if I'm gonna change intro or anything like that around yet. Might save that for another time. But I think we will rebrand it, and that's gonna be the name of it now. Reason intrigues minds over everything, and I'm just gonna have it as Remo as an acronym with the dots, R period, I period. So be prepared for that and be on the lookout for it. I think it's going to be real cool. I think it's going to be better suited now, I'm interested to see what everybody thinks about it. But I want to thank you, Grim, for giving me that idea and for for always being helpful, man, and for always being willing to make things better. And that was
So,
cool of you. I appreciate it.
and for giving a sneak peek, I was talking to my brother Brandon today, and he said he's interested in trying to work something out to be on the show at some point. Um,
Hell
we were
yeah.
actually talking about this because I was telling him how after you had mentioned it, I started thinking about it, and I was like, "It's already the Vicious Network that he's putting it out on." And after listening to your first episode, and then after my episodes, and I asked you if that's the direction you're going for people that inspire you and that you want to inspire others. And I started thinking, then why vicious everything? Because that's not how you inspire people with viciousness. So I was like,
Exactly.
oh, but his name, Remo, it's already the Vicious Network. So why not go with the reason intrigues minds over everything?
And it just fell into place. So thank you so much for that, man. And sometimes it takes somebody else, you know what I mean, to help us get to where we want to be. So don't be afraid to take other people's suggestions, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You never know when it might be exactly what you need. But Doge, I know
Right.
you got a lot of shit on the shelf too, and a lot of things that you're working on, my brother. Is there anything you want to let out the bag in this
Now,
episode?
I don't know what. I have no idea what you're talking about. I plead the fifth. The
As soon as I
fifth.
started saying his name, did you see the look on his face? He was like, "Don't you say no shit about me." But
All right. So, okay. So, I'm gonna start doing an interview type of thing too. Called Everyday Extraordinaire. The name actually came from my cousin, and she's a. I don't know what to explain. She is, but she's in the art, the museum. She, she was a Californian. She's out here in Santa Fe now. She's pretty badass. I'll probably have her on there eventually too. But we were talking about it over at my aunt's house, and I was telling her about this podcast and this and that, and I said I want to do one where when I originally wanted to get into podcasting to shine the light on average people like myself, like you guys, people that are fathers, people that are in family. All this shit you see is like celebrity, famous people, blah 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 on the fucking podcast. Or you see these weak ass rappers like I'm gonna I got stuff coming out talking about all this shit by the industry and everything. But I want to shine the light on average people because I feel like we were talking about before we just started. Somebody could post up like, "Oh, I'm off drugs. I'm clean. I mean, good for you that you should better your life, but it's being an adult is part of not doing fucking drugs and not being strung out and an addict. You gotta learn to stop and fight over that. I recently got in trouble because someone got mad at me because I said if people focused on their health and being healthy over their habits, then it would be a better kind of world and a higher vibrational world with people. Because it took me what 37, 38 years to realize that I have to like exercise, I have to eat healthy, I have to think different, I can't contaminate myself with so much bullshit, like, and I kick myself in the ass all the time. I'm harder on myself than I ever been in my life, and I just feel like you got to focus on the health too. And that's something I started too, which I haven't even told you guys about that shit, but it's called Mojo Jojo's Dojo Fitness, and I will be like actually personally training people and getting them health and helping them through it, because part of the battle of that I learned that's the hardest part is your mind, because you're always like when I'm working out, not ever am I like, yeah, can't wait to work out, so excited. I'm just like, oh fuck, man, all right, and then you kind of like start your engine, and I just go through it, and then now when I punch the bag, I feel like Bruce Lee, like, I'm like fast now. I could move side to side, you know what I mean? And I want to help other people feel like that too. I feel like I feel like at a point, kind of like my name, the soul. I want to connect with more souls and raise people up. So I want to shine the light with that everyday extraordinaire. I want to shine the light on people, and then at the same time, I'm gonna start a fitness thing where I'll post videos. I mean, I've already started influencing a lot of people here around me.
Yeah.
Like I've about me taking. I started Zumba class. My mom came to me and was like, and I never I've been criticized for music, a lot of shit. But when I started getting healthy and I started doing Zumba and shit like that, I could not believe how much people. There's not been a one. I mean, it's one, but here and there, positive comment, but negative comment. Oh, that's gay. Oh, what's wrong with you? Oh, this and that. And then I go, you know why I joined Zumba? Because my mom said, "Hey Joey, will you go to Zumba with me? It's some exercise, and I want to get a little bit more healthier, and I want to be able to, move around and do stuff." So I was like, "All right." And I ain't gonna lie, for the first couple of weeks, man, it had to take me in to break me into that shit. But I, I'm so bad, dude. I'm clumsy. I'm uncoordinated. You know what I mean? But now I got those videos up too, man. I got that shit down, dude. But like that's just two things, and then we've kind of leaked it out here and there. But me and Graham have the what's that called podcast. We'll be doing like interviews, and we'll be like covering all kinds of paranormal activity stuff, like that wild stuff, like where you're just skinwalkers, Bigfoot. We have our first episode out with the Bigfoot. We had some fun in it. It, I feel like even with this, we can't just be serious all the time too. Like you gotta kind of make fun. You know what I mean? Like, and when we're together, we're always clowning and having fun. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like that's kind of makes the podcast special too. So there's
It
some
really,
there's some funny stuff to catch in that. What's that called?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited for all this stuff. And like big props to you, man, and like all of the ventures that you have going on, especially your fitness stuff, man, and doing that stuff with your mom. Cause I think that's just awesome, bro. And I'm so looking forward to it. And when you talked about the Mojo Dojo, bro, I could totally see that shit, bro. You like leading the class, you know what I'm saying? Because you have this infectious energy about you. And people love that shit, bro. You'll get everybody fucking going. I could already see
Hey,
it.
hey, so in our Zumba class, real quick, our teacher's gone, so we're not gonna have it next year, right?
Yeah.
So a few of the people have been like, "Hey, are you gonna get the license and teach class?" And I'm like, I wasn't planning. I was kind of planning, but I wasn't. You know, it's kind of like, you
What did
know,
we say earlier, Graham? There's
but
no such thing as coincidence. It's all what?
Synchronicity.
yeah. So I mean, your boy's gonna be a Zumba instructor here soon.
Oh, that's
So
The
amazing.
word, the word of the every episode is synchronicity. Yeah.
Right? We're gonna end up having this shit on the wall back here somewhere, dog. I could already see it.
right.
That's so funny.
But yeah, and like for those who don't know, you guys know, I'm not a dancer. I never been a dancer. I just go to the club and then girls shake that ass, and I'd be like, get it, girl. You know, I don't dance. You know, and I don't know how to dance, but I do now. I know. hey,
That's awesome.
he was even showing me these things. They have Zumba martial art things. So like you're doing like moves.
Yeah.
They're called high intensity something. But he was showing me the videos of that, and he goes, "I have a license for that too." And I was like, "Dang, that's a block move right there." And I was like, "Dude, that's this," and you know, I was like naming the moves, and he's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "So that's something that's kind of cool that I
Remember
didn't know." Uh,
Taibo?
I was just
yeah,
gonna say,
that's
I
what it
was,
reminded
I
me
was
of.
just saying, you're gonna have
Yeah.
your own fucking workout videos, dog. I can see it now. Fool, it's gonna be so tight.
Well, you know, this town where I'm at, they don't have nothing like that here. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They don't have there's like two personal trainers in town. Two,
yeah,
bro. Look, you know what I mean? Like, there's like no fitness centers. There's no, you know, the gym here is ridiculous. It's a bunch of kind of, I don't want to say, but I'll tell you that off air. But you know, it's not like going to Planet Fitness where there's tons of people around you. You know, you could get personal trainers. You can't take Zumba classes. You know what I mean? It's not like, you know, there's nothing here. Like, so it's kind of sucks. So, like, anything I do is like gonna benefit the community. You know what I mean? And that's part of the reason why I moved down here too, is because on that everyday extraordinaire, I want to interview a lot of people here because there's a lot of great stories about here. It's like a hidden gem, you know, like
I,
that a lot of people don't know.
I
For
love
those
it.
who
That sounds
don't,
awesome.
for
I mean,
those,
just their name alone blows people's minds. They're like, truth or consequences? Is that a town? I'm like,
Yep.
let's
Google
say
it,
for those that
motherfucker.
don't know, those from Cactus Jack's hometown.
Yeah, that's kind of funny, huh? People don't. A
Yep.
lot of people don't know that shit. I
Yep.
didn't even know. Oh, and by the way, for all you guys don't know, Joaquin Phoenix just shot a movie here, so you know we'll be on our town will be featured on the big motion picture here soon. Actually,
That's dope. I know New Mexico and Colorado actually get quite a bit of love when they're filming movies and stuff. So that's pretty cool that we live in such beautiful states that are able to accommodate like that, you know.
Yep.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
So we talked about the interviews that we've already had. What about like people that you guys are excited to still get? We already kind of talked about Joey T, but is there anybody else that you guys have in mind, like in the immediate future, you'd like to have to get?
Well, I mean, I mentioned one, but there's another guy, but he's I feel like he's more for the if we ever did something like that in that spiritual journeys.
Okay. What about you?
Uh, I want to get some like we have Joey with the Primos wrestling, and there's a few other wrestlers that I think Johnny Crash Johnny
Johnny Crash.
yeah, I think he would be like really fun to interview. He's a cool dude. You got my boy Brokeback Billy, which
Yeah.
I
Yep.
wouldn't mind reaching out to him. I want to interview some people from Apex Wrestling out of Arizona.
Yeah.
Um, I think it'd be kind of fun to interview like some more wrestlers because it's a interesting world to me because I've never really been in that. I mean, you know, I watched wrestling here and there growing up, but I'd never been into that world. It's kind of like I've seen a lot, like with Joey, people passing away. You know, it's a whole nother world. You know, And a most important wrestler I would like us to reach out to is a Nacho Libre, if we could interview him.
Oh, I would love to get a lot of those Primos guys too, man. And not just like current dudes, but a lot of the legacy dudes too, man, because, they've been around for a while. And I would like
Yeah.
to get some of the referees. I know Owl, my buddy Owl, he's been a ref there from, I think, maybe the very beginning. I'm not too sure, but he's been around for a long time.
Is he the one that was like, I don't know if he still does, but he used to stay where they practice at? He lived upstairs.
I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm not too sure. We'd have to ask. We'd have to ask any of them. I'm sure they're all a real
We gotta
tight.
ask what
So
we gotta ask. What's his name? Josh. Snapple.
simple.
You know what I'm talking. Simple. Yeah.
Yeah,
He,
Caleb Crush. He's got a couple different names, man. That dude. He's one of them for sure. That's been around from the very beginning. I'd like to get his
hey,
interview.
did you know he was on Squid Games?
I
What?
didn't know that. No,
Yeah, bro. He was on that shit.
The
I
He
know.
was
American?
on not the show, but like not the series, but like the show they did, like the second part where it had like 100 guests where they went and competed or whatever. Yeah, he was on that shit. Watch, I'll send you guys screenshots of it. It's on his page.
Well,
I know.
if we're talking about people that we would want to manifest to be on the show, you know what I'm saying? Like
Hey, calm down
for
over
this
there.
particular show, somebody I like
The
that
force is strong with
Yeah.
us already.
would Mystic Mark. You know who I'm talking about. So
So-
No, I want to Sam Tripoli, bro.
no. So I was gonna say people like that more for our what's it called, because I don't know if Remo would be down with some of those conversations, but
Yeah,
like
right.
Tripoli,
You will be way
um,
down.
Bledsoe, I'd like to get them on there. The Bledsoe family and their story
Hey.
about it's like the most
Now
popular UFO abduction case. That would be
that stuff's pretty wild. You know what that blood. I can't
Bledsoe
even say.
said so. Shout out
Yeah.
Bledsoe.
But Sam Tripoli, I don't know if you know who he is, but he was kind of like an inspiration behind this whole movement that you kind of didn't know. But he has like 9 podcasts. He has a spiritual podcast. He has a podcast where he talks with this homeboy, like what happened during the week. They just kind of shoot the shit. He has the tinfoil hat, which we love, where they talk about all kinds of wild shit. He has a Patreon, but he was the one that I was kind of like, oh, I just, just one, we're just gonna like, just Dro Bro show. And then like I told you before, I said, no, it kind of broke the dam, and now it's already branching out to more,
Yeah.
and then like knowing about Sam Tripoli, there's a bunch of them. They're like all friends, and then that guy,
One-on-one.
yeah, they all have individual shows, but it's similar. But I didn't realize they were all connected till recently. I was like, what? But
You
it's
need
kind of like what
wanted-
we're doing, like we're gonna have all the different shows, but we're all still gonna be Dro
So-
Bros. No, just kidding.
Shout out Ricky Veranda. I know you help out up and starting podcasters. I know you work with Sam Tripoli on Union of the Unwanted. We definitely want to do a panel podcast.
Well,
Shout out to Sam Tripoli, and I'll clip this and email it to you.
there's a couple of good ones for sure that you guys got. I know me in particular, like I'm also excited to get like some other like rappers and producers from here, bro, or different like rock bands or shit, you know what I mean?
Hey.
Because I know a lot of people here, bro. And when I put this album out, I got an album coming out very shortly, and it's working with people all from Denver, so I already had the Nitty interview that I put out before. But I know my homie Norm Marsh is coming out with all kinds of new shit all the time, and he's heavily featured on the album. So I would love to get his interview with y'all. And he's ready to go any day. He's always talking about it. He's a big fan of the show. So big ups to the Martian. But yeah, there's a bunch of them, bro. Like legacy dudes. I'd like to get the Arapaho Trues guys. I'd like to get some more Nitty's camp. From Aurora. Julox maybe would be tight. Interstate Ike.
We should get. I'll hit them up. The homies at Barbershop Uncut. With there's I can't think of their artist's name, but there's John, the one barber that goes back with the Goat Hill Crazy Days. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
And
Yeah.
then there's my boy Ken that he used to do my haircuts, but they were podcasting way back in the day too. But they kind of went to more doing the music and stuff. But they do interviews and big time shows and shit too. But it'd be kind of cool to holler at them to get them because it'd be cool, like like I was saying, to shine on some more local people.
Well, I'm glad that you bring all that kind of stuff up because on my inspirational show, on the Remo show now, one of my soon-to-be guests is going to be Robert's old lady, Carla. You know, she's one of the best barbers or hairstylists I've ever seen, and she's actually worked with award-winning people. You know what I'm saying, on TV and stuff like that. And she's done my kids' hair for a while, and she's awesome, and she's close to family and stuff. So she's actually going to be on that show here shortly. And I'm anxious to get her interview because she's a pretty inspirational person herself. You know, she's got her own barbershop now. So,
And
but I agree
hey,
with what you're saying about like shining the light on regular, local, everyday heroes, bro, because they're not looked at nearly as often as they should be. And it's awesome for people like yourselves, that are trying to shine the light on them. I like that.
yeah, exactly. Like I feel like we should shine the light more like average people and stuff, and like and then like hopefully people be like, damn, I've been there, and I got through it. He did, or something, whatever.
Exactly.
But I just feel like we need to shine on more positivity because there's so much negativity. Like anything you watch nowadays, man, I just break that shit down with all the subliminal stuff in it, to the kids' cartoons, to the sexuality stuff and everything. It's like we need to put out more positive stuff for people instead of all this satanic stuff that they're always putting on us everywhere.
Yep. We need to be a beacon of light, bro, and send out that positive energy because this world can never have enough positive energy. You know what I'm saying?
One love.
And with shit, fuck it, we'll take another drum and just on that one. Fuck it.
Fuck. Threw me off.
My bad, my bad.
Yeah. No, but for reals, when I watched that movie too, I kind of like it kind of clicked in my head about that too, because I read this one book. It's called "Infinite Love is the Only Truth. Everything else is bullshit," and it was by David Icke, and he it was pretty interesting, and he 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 anyways, but he you see the repeated pattern more and more and more, like how love rules over everything, and you know what I mean. And then when I saw the Bob Marley, he's kind of relit that mentality again, to kind of start putting more positive out there, one love instead of always hating. Because man, motherfuckers hate shit.
Right. I'm glad
Doja.
you brought that up too, dog, because that's another big part of our show so far is our reviews and our movie reviews. So, what do you guys think about that so far? How do you feel about those, and what's been your favorite?
Well,
Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's been my favorite.
that one was dope because it was like like we took people to school, you could learn, you could get like like there's some real knowledge in that shit, you know what I mean? Like but the other ones have been like kind of fun, just to
Yeah,
pick apart, have fun with and shit, like the roadhouses, and I
yeah.
had fun making the memes for them and everything too, like, and it was, that was pretty cool. What were some
I,
other ones we did?
well,
One.
we did Iron Claw, and I like that one. That one was
Yeah,
one of my
Oh,
favorite ones.
that
yeah,
was.
that was a really good one too. And that was a my mom and my uncle just watched that movie like a couple last week over the weekend, and
Yeah.
they were like, and my uncle was like, "Damn, that was a great movie." And as this and that, I go, "Yeah," I said, "We talked about it on the podcast."
I know I tried watching it with the kids like a week and a half or so ago, and I just picked the wrong time, bro. One of them fell asleep. The girls decided they wanted to go do their nails and shit. So I'm like, you know what I mean? Like if you're not watching a movie, bro, you're not watching a movie. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing other shit and it's on in the background, you ain't watching that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, did you guys check out Shogun?
No, I haven't seen that yet, but it looked good.
It's
That's
pretty
on
good.
that's on Hulu, right? Or is that on Max?
Hulu. Hulu.
Hulu, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to
I
peep that
just
one out.
finished the Jinx Part 2. You guys know about that one?
Uh-uh.
It was about like one of the richest real estate families in New York. This fool admitted dismembering bodies and shit. He was still running around and freaking murked all kinds of people, and they
Damn.
finally caught his ass and everything. But it documents his. It was all about like 30 years span that he was doing all kinds of wild stuff, but he had money, so you know what I mean. So he was getting away with it all.
That's crazy. Um,
Oh, did you guys watch Quiet on the Set?
yeah, bro, the Nickelodeon one.
Dude, that was horrible.
Oh, that's hard to watch, bro.
I don't know. Yeah.
Thing.
What, Grim?
The so they
What'd you
got
say, Grim?
I've seen a few things on it.
Oh yeah.
they got a new one on HBO with the Kevin Spacey.
Oh, I just watched that the other day, bro. That's another hard one to watch. I fell asleep though through some of the. It's a two-parter, 2 episodes, so I didn't
I
see all
couldn't
the second episode.
I couldn't finish that second episode. That stuff was the first one was hard to stomach, man.
Yeah,
That was gross.
yeah.
But
It was hard for me to even watch it in the first place, bro, because I used to really like that dude, man. I thought he was a great actor, you know what I mean? So to
Suck.
like watch it and to like just see the 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 reality of it all, bro, and the magnitude of it all was just like, hard to watch, really disheartening.
hey, oh, go ahead, Grim.
I was just gonna say it sucks that all that happened with him too, because I would have liked to have done the movie K-Pax as one of our reviews.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
We can still do it. You know what I'm saying? But
there's no rules against it.
I might throw a little funny jokes in there. But
Yeah.
it'd be still. What is that movie about, anyways?
I can't remember. I think he's an alien or something. He's trying to get home. I can't remember what it is, but I seen it one time a long, long time ago. But
Hey,
I like that Ricky Stenicki too, dog. That we
oh yeah, dude, that movie was. That's a one you could watch over and over and over because that was so funny.
right. We must have lost
And
Grim
and
for a second.
and it seems like John Cena, he's just
That was
getting
dope.
better and better at being an ass.
I'm excited for our next one. I don't know which one we decided on yet, but I know we have a couple that are up for the discussion, so that's gonna be fun. And our next musical artist, I know we have somebody already in mind that we've discussed, and we might try to get a special guest for that one too. We'll see how that goes. But I'm excited for all the things that we got coming up, man. Like individually, collectively, on different channels, on this channel. Man, we got all kinds of
Artificially,
shit. Huh?
artificially.
Artificially.
We got AI. We got AI in the pocket.
Doge, what the
No,
fuck are you doing?
that's Grim over there. He's the AI bandit.
Graham? The fuck are you doing?
Hey, we were I wanted to record it so bad for what's that called? Cause me, my brother, and my brother came down for my daughter's graduation on Friday. Real quick, no one knew. He just came down like basically for Friday, Saturday, and left Sunday.
That's
But
cool.
anyways, we had this deep ass conversation about artificial intelligence. And oh man, me, him, and Isaiah were like getting into it. And poor Isaiah's girlfriend's just like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
Why
And
didn't record it. That could have been a cool
Dude,
little story.
I wanted to so bad, but they didn't want me to, and I was like, man, this would be so good. But we went on for like 2 hours, but we went to one of us. We're like everybody's AI. We're like the DNA, anybody could be AI, and then we all stopped and we're all looking at each other like, you know, we're all wondering, who's AI, bro? Are you real? Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
That's crazy because on one of the podcasts I listened to, they had a segment in the show where they were talking about Dave Chappelle being like a clone and shit. You know, that's like a big old conspiracy. So it trips me out, bro. Don't start getting into that shit again.
No comment.
Lizard people. We mentioned it in the Remo interviews.
Yep, you did mention it, and I know. Look at those chomping at the bit, ready. They mentioned it too in that episode that I was talking about. Yeah.
Hey, I won't talk about that. But have you guys watched any of the new South Park movies?
Oh, I saw something about what's that singer that black chick that
Lizzo?
takes everyone? Yeah, I saw
Oh,
something
you.
about her getting fucking like roasted on it, all sick or something.
I just watched that one last night and it was great. and those guys too. I'm just like, they're like they put so much information in there. So why people got mad is because they're making fun of all these people that are taking that diabetic medicine to lose weight, Ozempa or something,
Yeah,
and that's like the new craze. I know a lot of people that are doing it too, and I'm like, no, you should exercise and burn the fat off, right? But
yeah,
anyways, it's for diet. It's what it does is it regulates your sugars in your bodies or something like that.
yeah.
But that's the new craze that all these celebrities are doing, and South Park just made fun of it so bad. And then the doctors were prescribing they're like, oh, you want to lose weight? Just listen to Lizzo. Here's your prescription. And then they would come back. They're like, ah, shit won't keep coming out of my ears from listening to Lizzo. And they're just
Oh
like, we're
damn.
going on and on about her, and it was so funny. I was dying, bro. Like, man, yeah.
Is she the same chick that like a couple months ago was like I'm quitting music and everything because she got bullied too much? Who was that one?
Nope, she was the same chick that was making her assistants do bad stuff to strippers, and she got all kinds of sexual allegations on her too.
Didn't she get? That's not the same one that got kidnapped, too, was it?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I think she's too. That'd be hard to kidnap. Have you seen her?
Oh, there you
I'm.
go. Oh shit.
But yeah, they roasted her pretty good on there. But you know what? I would think it's an honor to get roasted by South Park. You know what I mean?
I mean that was just something I read in a post too. It said, you made it when South Park roasts you.
Right? They roasted. Hey, nobody gets away from South Park. They roasted everybody.
Yeah.
But no, you guys should really watch the ones on COVID. They have like
I saw,
pre-COVID, COVID. There's like three of them.
yeah,
But
I saw. I haven't seen him yet. Have you seen him?
I watched that shit like religiously.
So speaking
Hey,
of South Park, what's up with Casa Bonita? You guys want to go at all? You got any plans going at any time?
well, if I ever get up there, I seen
There's a
somebody.
6 month wait. It's a 6 month at least, I think. You put your
We've
name.
been on the wait list for like a year, I think.
Yeah.
I seen one of my Facebook friends. They posted pictures of the food. I mean, the inside looks pretty much the same, but the plates, man, they look good, bro, from how it used to be, like
Right.
some
About
nice
that.
gourmet stuff.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, but I mean, I'd definitely go. Why not? Hey, I got to go back in the day when we were happy with those all you can eat canned enchiladas, bro.
Shit. I was down with them before they closed. Shit, I would go back every once in a while. Shoot.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Hey, we grew up we grew up ghetto. We grew up in the hood. It's all good for us.
You remember Doge when we used to fucking try and scrounge up some loot and hit up Dollar Tree? You remember that?
Hey, hey, dude, I was telling somebody the story. It was in that time era, but it was when I ran into my SA homie at the gas station. But yeah, I was like, dude, I told my mom, I said when Dollar Tree started having food, that fucking saved us, cause
Yeah.
like I mean, little do people know. I mean, me and you been broke and practically, I was sleeping on the sharing a couch with what not what is Norman?
Norman. Yep.
Yeah, bro, we're sleeping like head to head, bro. You know what I mean? Just have a roof over my head, cause times got rough. Shoot, I
Yeah.
I
Seems like a
I
whole
was
life.
never like homeless on the streets, but I was like homeless.
That's crazy,
I,
bro. Been
I,
through a lot of shit.
Doesn't Dollar
I was.
own Family Dollar now?
What's that?
Oh, is it?
Dollar Tree owned Family Dollar for a few years now, I think.
I don't
Oh,
know, but you need to get the
hey,
fuck out right now because that whole story you were talking about, Doge, about sleeping on the couch in fucking Dollar Tree. I was sleeping on fucking Grimm's couch, dog, and fucking we were working at Family Dollar at the same time, like crazy.
that is kind of yeah, that's kind of funny actually. Now you think about it.
Yeah, that's weird. So weird.
Hey, I remember too. When we used to stay over at cousin Skrilla's house, and we used to call it the orphanage house because there would be like five of us, couple on the couch, one in the chair, two on the floor. But we
Yeah.
all got up, made breakfast, or we all made dinner. You know what I mean? We fucking just make enough money to try to eat. Was fucking when I was mixed up with some dumb blonde, not I just messing, fucking. But hey, we all make mistakes. uh,
Uh, well,
fuck.
speaking of which, we haven't really had too many snafus this whole time until this week. We've had all kinds of technical difficulties this week with the other show I was doing and
it's
the episode before that with Grim. Fuck, it's been crazy
it's
with technical difficulties. Luckily, we haven't had too
it's
many on this show.
it's because the sun's blocked with the fake sun right now, and it's messing up everything what's going on because of the energy and everything's all fucked up.
Yep, exactly what happened. You know, what's up with the next episode of what's that called? When's that dropping?
It's a scary subject, bro. I, I'm pretty sure these things are outside of my house where I live. But every what's that's called show is very like kind of scary, and I've had weird experiences with certain things, so I don't really rush into that shit. But nah, but anyways, no, we're gonna start hopefully start recording this week. We kind of took a 2 week break on it, kind of let that because we actually released a 20-minute like intro move video thing slash on what was like another hour and 40-minute episode. So we did like put like 2 hours of stuff out. So I kind of want to let that resonate with the people a little bit to kind of feel what they're gonna get into. Cause I mean, we didn't even chip the ice yet, bro, and the shit we're about to get in and real deep. It's just kind of wild stuff, man. But I feel like in this time, um, I I said it a long time, but like I feel like we need to put truth out there, information out, and and we're not the only ones. There's other people that are doing it, but I feel like the more that's out there, the more that people can kind of learn and pick up on stuff. Because what people forget is we are in a holy war, bottom line, good versus evil. You know, I was gonna ask you earlier, too, like what you thought about the Vatican. I don't know if you saw they put out that thing to watch out for Project Bluebeam and false gods and aliens attacking and stuff. And so it's kind of wild, you know. And we live in a really wild times where you know it's a really, it's I mean it's a battle, and a lot of us. I was asleep for a while too, and I didn't know a lot of things either. But I'm slowly. I mean, I feel like now I had to break apart and tear down my whole self and rebuild a new me. And for those that know me in my 20s and stuff, I was a wild party dude. Most of my 30s did some wild shit, man. Like, you know, and it's amazing that I survived. So I feel like now's my time to kind of hit people and spread the knowledge out and you know and connect with more people because
I love that.
like I said, it's good versus evil, man. It's time for us good people to start. We got to start getting our army ready for this shit, man. It's,
Love
it's
that.
getting
That
wild.
that
That's good stuff.
it got a lot of
Huh?
information in a short amount of time in the 18
Yeah,
minute preview.
yeah. It's like I we don't want to like overload people right away, you know. Like damn, you know, like
Yeah.
little
No, I
little
get
little
it. I get
here,
it.
little there.
Yeah, I'd rather you take your time and do it the way you want to do it versus rushing it and coming out with something you're not happy with, you know. So, but we are actually coming up on an hour and 26 minutes here, fellas. That went by pretty quickly. So we're
Plus, we
coming
need
up.
a logo. We need a logo for the show.
Okay, okay. Say less. I got you. I got you. Well, hey,
Oh, I did it.
yeah, that's the logo. There you go.
I got the thought. Just
That's,
goes
well, fellas, I just want to say double thumbs up for show. But I'm real grateful that we're doing this, man. I'm glad that you guys are doing it with me. I appreciate it. And big shout out to all of our friends that brought us together, you know, that we talked about in previous episodes. And hopefully we get to have some of them on shortly. You know, it would be nice to have some of our friends be some of our guests, and we could get into different subjects. Um, I appreciate y'all, and I look forward to
Oh,
doing many more things. What you got, Doge?
hey, real quick too. Uh, I was thinking, we should like interview some of our friends that like passed away and shine the light on like, you know, Robert's one example that comes right away that I think of. There's also Ryan, you know, from that circle. You know what I mean? And like, I think it would be cool to kind of like, you know, I have a few people too, but I think it'd be cool to like um
Do
shine the
little.
light on fallen people because they are still a part of, I feel like they're still, you know what I mean, they're still a
No, I
big part
love
of
that.
everything.
Love that. Yeah, we
Gee,
could do memorial episodes. I love that idea.
Yeah,
That's great. Yeah, we'll
yeah,
definitely have to start getting some of that stuff in the works because that sounds awesome to me.
stuff in the
Uh,
yeah,
pipeline. Stay
say that
tuned.
again, Jim.
I said stuff in the pipeline. Stay tuned.
yeah.
Yep,
Bad,
lots of
bad channel.
it. Well, thank you guys for doing this free for all episode with me. This has been badass. It's been a lot of fun. Thank y'all for sticking with us and peep out all of our new projects we got coming up. And make sure you like and subscribe and share that shit. Show it to your people. Um, say what you got to say in the comments. Let us know how you're feeling. And I think
and,
that's it.
Yep.
and like I said before, this is about connecting, networking, and if you have a story yourself, you guys want to come on the show, get at us. We have tons of email. We're on all the social medias: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I'm sure Snapchat. I don't really do that much, but you know,
Yep,
Twitter. We're on all of that stuff. So you know, like I said, you guys are more. Our platforms open to everybody. So
that's right.
yeah,
Well, this has been episode 14, and Dro Bros are out.
peace
Bye, guys.
out. So
Thank you, everybody, for peeping out the Dro Bro Show. Please don't forget to follow on all socials for all three of us and subscribe.